When the word came down from network this was going to be the last season, everybody had invested so much in it, we didn't want to go out limping.
I mean, it's very rare the show goes out on its own terms. You know, when you hear the word canceled, most of the time that means, you know, someone's going to pull the plug and the lights go out and everyone goes home. But we were able to finish out the season, and that gave the writers time to address all the loose ends and really pull things together in a way that I hope is thrilling and satisfying for an audience that's been paying their dues.
This is a real wrap-up for Prison Break, one that we knew at the beginning of the season, and every scene, every episode of this season has been in service of the big wrap-up. So every season, probably about midway through, we start to keep an eye out in terms of where we're going to go. And like I said, with this season, we knew going in it was going to be our last one, and so that we knew all along how we were going to go with it.
We're all a long way from where this started. That if we do this thing right, we'll be close to where it ends. Freedom.
The fourth season had so many twists and turns in it, I couldn't keep up with it. It seemed to have been more exhausting and more sharp turns than almost any season.
And it's fascinating to me how Prison Break has become kind of an origin story in its fourth season, going back to the beginning to explain everything that happened in the first season, second season, and third season. There's so much we don't know.
Hello, Michael. You're a tough man to get a hold of.
In the finale, we see a couple of very familiar faces, people we thought were gone for good, but clearly were not. But we're glad to see them. I mean, as actors, you miss cast members who fall by the wayside for one reason or another. And I think that the people we do get to say hello to and catch up with were fixtures first season and second season.
Never thought I'd be so happy to see you.
The most exciting part was showing up to set and seeing, you know, all my friends that I haven't seen in a long time because they were working on this and I'm working on that. And just walking onto set and seeing, you know, seeing my boys, that was the most exciting part.
It's kind of like having the old gang back there for a couple weeks. It was great.
Are you sure we can trust Kellerman?
You know, the only thing I'm sure of is that he's our last option.
When I think of the last episode, I think there were definitely some surprises and some really electric, unexpected moments. The show continues to surprise me in that we are a network show, but we do things that you'd expect to see on cable.
Ah! Now where is the general?
There's a couple of scenes within the episode that are really interesting, and for the first time I get to actually kill people. For a good cause, by the way, for the escape and, you know, the exoneration of all the characters. We're trying to go back to a restaurant, a condemned restaurant, and pick up the Scylla. And, you know, we get found out, and the shootout breaks out, and a couple of people get whacked.
I think my mother's alive.
There have been big ideas that we've had come in our back pocket for a while. Lincoln and Michael's mom being alive being one of them.
You want to know what I know about the company?
Mom worked for him.
She was just as resistant to joining the company. But then she learned the truth.
If the truth is that the company is all about saving the world, I don't buy it. She plays a significant part in unraveling that mystery in terms of how the company came to get their hands on Michael and Lincoln and how the brothers came to be, in fact, the men that they are today.
And no matter what, it's still gonna be me and you.
When we first cast Kathleen Quinlan for the mom, for Christina, and she had an interesting note or a request when she came in, which was, I don't want to be doing the dishes. And we said, believe me, the last thing this chick's gonna do is wash dishes, because she ends up being the character, the head of the company, and a real nefarious character, though conflicted and having some real feelings for the Michael character.
You can't kill your mother, Michael.
You were never my mother, and I'm no longer your son.
Fine. And pull the trigger.
I don't think she especially thinks of herself as evil. She knows she's crossed the line, but it's all about making her mind work in a certain way and achieving her end goal no matter what. It has a lot to do with psychology and knowing what somebody's weakness is or what their vulnerability is. What didn't they get as a child? Because no matter how much you think you've worked through all that, that little button is still there.
Pull the trigger, Michael. Do it for Lincoln.
Drop the gun!
She she's playing against it, she brings a lot of dignity and smarts to a character that somebody else could be very arch about. She plays it very smart.
Kathleen Quinlan is a consummate professional. She's also very warm and sweet and attentive, which is interesting because the character that she plays is not necessarily any of those things.
You were born a Schofield, but you'll die a Burroughs.
If you look at the ending that we've done, I think that's pretty close to what we'd have imagined in the beginning. The one big question is the Michael character, which is, could he go on and have a happy ending with Sarah, knowing that he caused a lot of damage for people's lives in service of freeing up his brother? Or is he going to have to pay the ultimate sacrifice so that other people could then live their lives? That's the question we battle with. I think we've landed on the right way to go. The thing that stands out in my mind the most is there's a completion to the journey for Michael and Lincoln, which is bittersweet. There's a success and a failure, so to speak. But at the end of the episode, what we do is we flash forward 4 years, and we get to see all the principal characters, where they are or where they aren't. And in seeing it written, now seeing some of the scenes coming in, it's really rewarding to see, especially for the fan who's been here from day one. There's some nice acknowledgments to things that have happened back in Fox River and in between season 1 and season 4. It's a great wrap up for the show, and I think it'll be very rewarding for fans when they watch it.
I actually really like the ending as it is for T-Bag. It really, again, is kind of a bookend feeling for him of he kind of gets his in a way. Not the way you would expect him to get, that the audience would get revenge on him, but he's gonna be in living hell for a long time.
I love the ending of 22, the finale. I love the ending. It's a moment. Everyone has a moment where they find a little peace. That's pretty cool. And they're all. There's a connection between all of them that you'll see when you see it. It's pretty special.
I think it borders on sentimental, and then just pulls back just this side of it. Real devout fans will be really sad when this is over, I think.
Not everyone gets a happy ending, and I think some people might be taken aback by that, but I think it's also very true to the story that we've been telling all along. And I'm really pleased that the writers and the cast and crew, everyone involved in the show, have the cojones to really see it through. I've got his boots from first season, second season, and third season at home, and these are my fourth season boots, which I'll be adding to the collection. And when I see them, when I stumble across them, I do get a little sad. Yeah.
I had my last scene with Wentworth and Dominic last week, and we realized in the moment of choking and stuff that this was our last day together. And boy, that just makes things melt really fast. You look back and you go, wow. I was talking to Wentworth. I said, do you remember when you and I were standing against the prison wall in Joliet? We were leaning back, and those are the days when we were still having cigarettes, and it was really hot during the day, and finally at night it cooled down, and you turned to me and you said, this is the life, isn't it? And I said, yeah, this is the life. We're in Joliet prison, talking this way, but we were like kids back then. It was crazy.
Freshman.
Dominic was like a little bad boy this season. He's got this little itch. He's about to do something. The peanut butter under the table is always a good one to get somebody when you're moving a table. Just like yawn on camera with you when you're trying to be really serious. He doesn't do too many jokes to me. For some reason, he thinks I'm a serious actor.
Upside down, all around.
It's gonna sound so cliche, the fact that we've become a family, but it has actually more of a fraternity.
The camaraderie on the show is just it's intense. It's amazing. I remember in Chicago we used to go out and have a great time and pretty much rip Chicago to shreds. I'm glad that we left and had a chance to rip Dallas to shreds. And now it's just to see everyone's faces getting back to the set. It was really great. Really, really great.
I miss the crew. I miss the crew. I've said it 100 times in the last few years that never once when the alarm went off, no matter where, Dallas, here, did I ever mind, you know, hopping up 4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever, and I'm going to see this group of people, this crew, and I miss that. I miss that.
7 o'clock in the morning, we're all in the trailer, makeup trailer, you know, coming from a whole long weekend or something, and just catching up while somebody's doing their hair, somebody's doing makeup, somebody's getting shaved. You know, it was one of those things of our all together talking about catching up and, you know, being able to act with an amazing cast. One of the things that helped me, and again, we all brought our A game, and you needed to be on top of your game. I was very blessed to be in a show with such an amazing actors, you know, hungry.
After all I've been through with you, now you're worried about my ass? Then shut up and drive, okay?
I've definitely become a more confident actor, and I think I've also become or learned a lot of lessons about what it is to be a leader. So now, moving away from this project, I feel like I've matured in 1,000 ways, thanks to the experience as a whole, on camera and off.